Welcome back to my channel. So, um, I'm pretty sure in my channel I discussed that I don't want to be known as just a beauty guru type of channel. It's taken me a while to make this type of video because I want to address it appropriately, and I also want to make sure that some things are still private for me, but yet still open for people who want to be able to relate and people who want to get advice from people that aren't seeing it um, from the outside, just from people who have experienced those type of things. Um, Little quick update. I just got a new tattoo, Cheshire the Cat. I just got it Tuesday, and I'm making this video right now at like Saturday morning. Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then gave myself another piercing, mental breakdowns. They're fun, right? Um, So, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about domestic abuse. And automatically people assume that domestic abuse is just physical, and I guess that's what's mainly making me want to make this video. Domestic abuse, the definition to be, is mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional abuse. I'm not gonna name any names, because I don't want to send hate towards anyone or anything, but like I have been through all types of domestic abuse, whether it's physical, spiritual, emotional, um, and mental. For me, the most ones that I've encountered are physical and mental. And then mental kind of takes a toll on your spirituality as well. So, you know, everything that kind of happens starts to tear down on your mentality and on your well-being, and a lot of things that people don't think about when it comes to it is, in order to really be able to take care of someone, you need to be able to take care of yourself. um, a lot of people like to push the red flags like aside until the very last minute, and that's something that I did a couple of times. Is I didn't put the red flags in front. I just kept pushing them aside, and I was like, you know what? Like, everyone goes through things in relationships. Everything. Everyone has different things that on how they react and stuff like that. Um, One thing anyone should know is that you should never make excuses for anyone's actions towards you. Yes, you can do stupid things. You can do disrespectful things. You can do neglectful things, but nothing really deserves red flags. And if you get red flags, it is very best, and I totally recommend to notice them right away and either pinpoint them right away or attack them right away. So when I say pinpoint is keep track of everything that is happening to you. If someone is physically beating you every now and then, if someone is physically abusing you, most people don't leave after the first attack. They don't leave until it gets very, very bad, or they don't leave until their life is on the line. It is very, very important for the first time that that person hits you, you keep a mental note of that. You keep a mental note of when it happened, how it happened, and was it your fault or not. Even if it was your fault, you don't deserve to get hit. So keeping a mental note is when when he finally or she finally sits down and is like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, we were like this, and I want to get back to it. And it's like, okay, well, you should have thought about that before you put your hands on me, stuff like that. It is very hard to make this a really a right or wrong topic conversation, because a lot of people have different experiences and different coping mechanisms when it comes to certain things. So for me, I was very the type of, I'm gonna stay with you until I lose feelings. So I will go through anything, and I will take on anything as long as that means that I'm in love with you and I get to have you. And it didn't take until for me to move to like, sit back and like look back at myself and just be like, yo, like, what are you doing? You need to take care of yourself, and I feel like that's when it's too late, because that's when you've already lost yourself, and that's when you have to rebuild yourself in a completely different way that you never really were before. um you know it's to the point now where like certain things, they make me flinch, or certain things I go back 10 times fold, so like you can say something lightly, like you can just be like, oh, you're ugly, and I'll be like, oh, aren't you adopted, like that type of thing, like um or you can like hit me like this and I'll go like type stuff, it's like there is never a right or wrong at anything that happens, and it is never okay to ever take out your inner problems out on other people with physical aggression, verbal aggression. Um, that's just wrong. That really, really tears down people, So if you are one of those people that can notice those signs of yourself before your partner does, that is also a good thing too, because then you're acknowledging that you either need help or that you need to further communicate with your partner. So the whole thing of verbal abuse, a lot of people don't want to consider that as domestic because there's no markings of it. Um, I feel like words are a lot more hurtful than physical actions, because you will always remember those words, especially if it is constantly being put on you. Um, I have been with guys who are like, you're big, you're big, you're big, you're big, you're big. And then I like was like, yo, like, stop saying that. And then it was a done deal. But like every time we got into an argument, it was like, oh, you're big as fuck. Like, no one would want to get with you, blah, 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 blah. And those are those type of signs that you have to look for. If someone is constantly throwing in your weaknesses and your insecurities in your face in every argument, that's like a red flag you have to get rid of, because that's going to keep tearing you down, to where the next person, they're going to call you beautiful, they're going to say your body is perfect, and you're going to be like, nah, who the fuck you talking to? Like, you're lying to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this video is going to have very little editing, just because this is like how I feel, and I really want this video to connect to people, because when I was going through these things, all I really had was like songs, and it was like videos of like people getting beaten and stuff. It was never someone actually letting you know like the signs on when to go, and it was actually never anyone like speaking on their experiences, like I've had people bust my lip, I've had people pull my hair, I've had people pull out my earrings, and I have plugs, so if you pull these out, like I get cuts. So like I actually do have a chunk right here, around right here, missing from one of my exes. Um, so another thing that everyone should take in accountability is when someone has possessive characteristics, because possession can easily go into aggression. Um, it's also very, very important to notice what you consider possessive and what other people consider possessive, because what you don't think is wrong can be a red flag to other people who are very, very, very worried about you. Also, when it comes to people speaking out on red flags for you, never push those aside. Sometimes people who actually care about you will take the time to analyze how you're being treated, how you're reacting to things, and who you're becoming as time goes with all these things happening to you. I really, really, really would wish that some people who have people who care about them would listen to them, I've seen a tweet. I thought the red dot for recording was on my TV. Um, I've seen people constantly get beat on, but because they love them, they wouldn't let go. I've seen people constantly get verbally attacked and mentally attacked, and they wouldn't let go. And it breaks you down, and it changes you. And if you don't think it changes you, wait till you finally let go, and you'll notice. You're not going to be the same happy person that you were way before that encounter even happened. Now, another thing, if someone cannot act that way in front of people that they're acting with you behind closed doors, they're a coward, and it is best to approach them with multiple people. Granted, you have a disadvantage because no one really sees what's going on. No one really knows, are you the instigator type of thing? And it's like, so no one really notices, are you the instigator or is this just like popping up out of the blue type thing? And everything can be misconstrued. But if you approach something correctly, it can be easily dissolved. Or if it's not getting dissolved, it is time for you to walk away. I'm talking to anyone who's ever watching this and has been through domestic abuse and anything like that. I'm personally telling you, if you're going to bed hating yourself, regretting staying, regretting not doing anything before it got worse, anything like that, you need to leave. For the sake of your future and for the sake of your mentality, it can really ruin you and it can break you down in pieces that you may never even be able to fix on your own. And then you'll depend on other people to help fix you, and that's not okay either. You know, you can't be dependent on people because at the end of the day, no one knows you like you. No one knows what you went through, how it made you feel, and who it made you become besides you. Only you are able to fix what has happened to you. If you're someone with children, get out of that because you're setting an example that that is okay, that that is something that can be easily put up with as long as you love someone. Love and lust are two completely different things. I'm not telling you that you don't love someone, and I'm not saying that that person doesn't love you. But what I'm saying is, if you're not going to bed and waking up happy as fuck to be with them or to talk to them, you need to change something. Either verbally say something or just leave. At the end of the day, your happiness should always come before anyone else's. You're the one that's in the shower by yourself, taking care of you, you know, cleanliness wise. You're only the only one that's making sure you're eating good. You're the only one that's making sure you're getting enough sleep. You're the only one that's making sure you got clothes on your back. You're the only one making sure you got clothes on your back. I feel like some people who have been through a lot of mental things, a lot of physical things, a lot of spiritual and emotional things should really take a time off of everything, social media, contacting people, and just build you. You know, if that means drinking a glass of wine every night or smoking a blunt every night to yourself and just thinking and just talking to yourself and evaluating who you are and who you've become, I promise you the results will be perfect. You know, they're not going to be perfect right away, but over time, things will get better. And I feel like a lot of people just be like, oh, well, I'm insecure, so this is supposed to last forever because everyone's insecure. No, insecurities can go away, but they can also build up over time if you don't address them. Um, I feel like some people who are with someone and that person kind of uses them as a toy, they automatically think that that's what they're supposed to be for the rest of their life. That's never the case. No one is ever a toy. No one is ever supposed to be used as a rebound. No one is ever supposed to be used as someone you just put all your problems onto. Whatever you give someone, you should be able to get back. If I'm giving you my love, am I giving you my time, I'm giving you my compassion, I'm giving you my attention, I'm giving you everything that you could ever give someone, I should be able to get it back, if not 2 times more. It should never be less than what I'm giving you. It should either be exactly the same or above. You know what I'm saying? You should never belittle yourself to make the person you're with feel better about themselves. So one thing that I've really noticed is a lot of people are like, I don't deserve you, I don't deserve you. I'm one of those people. I've been through so much that when someone who's really good comes around, I don't think I deserve them because I feel like they're gonna break me down. I feel like they're gonna play me. I feel like they're going to take advantage of me. I feel like they're going to take my weaknesses, pull them in a ball, and just keep throwing them and throwing them and throwing them and throwing them at me until every little piece that I have built up again is going to break down. And that's another thing that people need to notice. you're never not good enough for someone, and no one is never good enough for you. It doesn't matter if you have 10 followers on Instagram and that person has 10,000. That person is nothing less than who you are. Everyone is equal. People who make music are exactly the same as people who endorse the people who make music. Those type of people are also the same exact type of people who listen to music, us, the consumers. If you think about life that way, you start to see that you actually are worth something. By people of color, because people of color are most likely to go through domestic abuse in all aspects. I really want you to understand, because your parents treated you some way and because your parents acted some type of way towards you, that doesn't mean that you should be receiving the same type of attention from someone that you're supposed to love and that person's supposed to love you. People of color are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. If you are black and Hispanic or you're from the islands, you are going to understand what I'm talking about. Because in most households, your parents are your most haters. Mostly your moms for the women's and the dudes for the father. You guys will understand what I'm saying. But whatever you went through growing up is not what you should go through the rest of your life. So do not allow a man or a woman to take the same place that your parents had in neglecting you, in abusing you, in pushing you down, in belittling you. None of that should be happening. Not as long as you know your worth. No one is above here. Not a single person. Not even the president. Because guess what? We all shit. We all poop. We all go to the store to buy clothes. We all go to the same fucking gas stations. We all go to the same car dealerships and everything. Everyone started off at the same place inside of a womb. And everyone's gonna end up in the same place in a grave. Do not ever, ever, ever think of yourself as less than someone who may be more successful than you, someone who is more knowing than you. You can always get there. It is just how far you decide to push yourself. Um, so when it comes to this type of a video, I really want someone to comment down and let me know, is this worth doing? I personally don't see people of YouTube talking about these type of, it starts off at school. It starts off at home. That's what makes the people the way that they become. No one is just like waking up one day and is like, I'm gonna stop eating. I'm gonna think it is suicide. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. No, your home and your environment makes who you are, and that's it. But with that being said, like back to what I was saying, no one is above anyone, and everything starts indoors. You know, bullying can start inside your own home. It can start at the school. It can start at your work. It can start in the streets. Bullying isn't just subjective to one place. Bullying can happen anywhere. Insecurities aren't subjective to just one area. They can happen for anything. Um, Domestic abuse isn't just subjective to physical altercations. It is on a wider scale that I don't feel like a lot of people have talked about. So if you feel like your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, and your spiritual health is draining, you need to look back at what you're doing, what that person's doing, and evaluate yourself, change yourself, get yourself better. Like I, no one is ever too good for anything. You're never too good to go to counseling. You're never um, too perfect to go get help. Everyone needs help. Everyone can get some type of help. If everyone can give help, that's another thing too. A lot of people feel like, I have all these problems. I really shouldn't tell people about them, but I'm going to help other people. No, you should really be worrying about yourself first, then take care of other people. You can't be giving out positive energy to other people if you're not giving it to yourself. Because that's going to make you feel even worse and more worse. Because I was one of those people. I was one of those people in high school that made sure that everybody else was okay before I was. And I was one of the saddest people in the world that I knew. and I knew a lot of people, not to pat my own back, but I knew a lot of people, and I was one of the saddest motherfuckers that I've ever met in my life, because I always focused on what other people felt like. Not only about me, but about themselves, about home, about work, about school. I was always making sure that other people were okay besides me. And if you're like that, take care of yourself first. And if you're like that, make sure you're okay first. And if you're like that, make sure you love yourself before you love anyone else. Because if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen? Up in here. You know what I'm saying? Some people will know where that's from. Some people won't. We are at 105 subscribers. That's really exciting. Thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you to everyone very much who has liked. Thank you to everyone who has commented. Thank you to everyone who has viewed. And my Pride makeup is at 324 views. That is exciting. That is exciting. That is exciting. That is exciting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so freaking much. Every time we get up 50, you know, so we'll do increments of 50. So when I get to 150, boom. When I get to 200, boom. 250, boom. You get the point. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, I made it to 100, woohoo, thanks, and then wait all the way until I get to 1,000, and then 10,000, and then a million. No. I'm grateful for any type of support. I'm grateful for any type of feedback. You know, you can't get better unless you have someone on the guidelines telling you, hey, that could get better. Hey, you could do better. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if this video was kind of boring. Like I said, I just wanted to get serious with it. This is a very serious topic to me. I know a lot of people who are going through these type of things, and they're not listening, and they're not getting the help that they need because they're scared. So, you know, if anyone does have my information and you need help, just know I'm going to say exactly how I feel. I don't sugarcoat. I'm not going to hold anything back. So just please be aware of that, because I'm never a malicious person. I'm always looking out for you, because I barely had anyone to look out for me when it came to certain situations. So, with that being said, thank you so much for viewing. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Turn on the bell for notifications. I post about once every week, once every week and a half, something like that. Due to personal reasons, after the 14th, I won't be able to upload as much, so I'm trying my best to upload at least 2 to 3 videos before then. So I'm gonna be very busy. Until then, I love you guys. Welcome to the AO gang. Or should we call it AO fam? AO fam or AO gang? Someone comment down below. Which should we be called? Because obviously I'm simply AO. Welcome back to my channel. You know what I'm saying? So like AO fam or AO gang. I feel like AO fam is like cool as fuck, but like AO gang is like, So let me know. Like I said, like and subscribe. Comment down below. If you guys want a part 2, someone comment down below and let me know.